Hello everyone. This book is called Forces, Physical Science for Kids. The reason I want to read this book is that usually in May we talk about force. I don't know about you guys, but for me this week I've been watching a lot of Star Wars movies because of Star Wars Day. And in those movies they talk about using the force a lot, right? And also use the force, Luke, and different things like that. But guess what? Force is actually a real thing. Force is the energy to make something move. So we're going to read this book and we're going to talk about force a little bit. It's written by Andi, Diehn and illustrated by Shululu. Here is the title page. It says, gravity keeps us on the ground. Magnets can move things all around. We use pulling and pushing for games and swings, and birds push down on air with wings. Forces keep us in motion and slow us down. Without forces, there'd be nothing around. What happens when your bedroom door gets stuck? You might have to force it open. When you force something, you make it do what you want it to do. Oh, look at his face. He's turning all red pulling that door, isn't he? Has your mom ever forced you to clean your room? Or wash the breakfast dishes? Or take your pet lizard for a walk? Bet she's never had to force you to eat ice cream for dinner. That would be nice, wouldn't it? There are other kinds of force too. There are forces that make us stick to earth. There are forces that make your soccer ball fly into a goal. There are forces that make your soccer ball roll to a stop before it even gets to the goal. Uh-oh, that's not good. You want it to get in the goal, don't you? Have you ever jumped off a chair? Have you ever jumped off a sidewalk? Have you ever jumped out of a tree? Don't jump out of trees. When you jump, do you fall up or down? You fall down because of gravity. Everything in the world is held to earth because of gravity. Gravity is a force. It's the most important force in the world. If gravity got turned off, which can never happen, our cars, pet lizards, picnic tables, and everything else would zoom away. Gravity is the force that holds everything together. Oh my goodness, look at that. Everything's flying away. What else holds things together? When you put pictures on your refrigerator, you use a magnet to make them stick. Magnetism is another force. Magnets can attract or repel each other. Every magnet has a north pole and a south pole. If a north pole and a north pole are put together, they repel each other and move farther away. If a north pole and a south pole are put together, they attract each other and move closer together. Oh, look at right here. It says, have fun playing with two magnets. What kinds of things can you pick up with them? Is there anything you can't pick up with magnets? What happens when you put the ends of the magnets together? What happens if you switch one of the ends around? Ooh, so maybe you guys can try this today. Maybe you can play with some of the magnets in your house. I know you might have already done that with the Magnet Max activity, but try again. When you and your friends have a tug of war, you are all using forces on the rope. One team creates a pulling force, going one way, while the other team creates a pulling force going the other way. Who wins the tug of war game? Whoever can make the strongest force. What happens if both teams make equal forces on the rope? Does the rope move? Does anyone win the game? What do you think? If it's equal forces, is anybody going to win? Or will it stay right there? I think it's going to stay right there. But you could try it out and see. Forces can be pulling forces. There are also pushing forces. When you push your little sister on a swing, you are using a force to make her go higher and higher. And higher and higher and higher. Too high! What happens when the swing swings down? Better watch out! The swing and your sister can use a pushing force on you if you're in their path. Ooh, that's why we always have to stand back when somebody's on the swings, right? Because if they hit you, it hurts, right? Because they're using a push force. When you ride a bicycle, what makes the wheels move? You are using a pushing force on the pedals, which makes a pushing force on the wheels. Your wheels move on the ground and send you riding your bike across the pavement. So you're pushing down on the pedals. Have you guys been practicing this since you've been home? Maybe pay attention today and see if you're pushing. What happens if you lift up your feet and stop pedaling? You might glide for a while, especially if you're going downhill, but eventually your bike will stop. You will stop. What makes you stop? Another force. A force called friction makes the bike stop. Friction happens when things rub against each other. The bike wheels rubbing against the pavement makes the bike slow down and stop. Is that true? You guys could try it out on your bikes. If you stop pedaling, will you keep going or will it stop? Or you could roll a ball. You could do the same thing. You could roll a ball. Will it keep going forever or will it eventually stop? Forces are what keep us on the ground, make us move, and stop us from moving forever. Be on the lookout for forces all around you. Ooh, let's see what kind of forces you can find today. Ooh, that's the end. Thank you for sharing. That would be pretty fun if you could find some different forces around you. See if you're using pushing when you're on the bike pedals. See if a ball will keep going. If you roll it, see if it'll keep going or if it'll stop. Will it go farther on the kitchen floor than the carpet or a rug? See what happens.